Hey, what's up guys? This is Alex and I'm coming to you with my green smoothie recipe. This is a recipe that I've been using for my post-workout meals for my entire workout regimen, really. And if you look back in my other video about my vegan diet journey and testimony, this is what really gave me the edge to gain that weight to make the 25 pounds of muscle that I was talking about earlier. So we're gonna jump into it here. So I have laid out a list of all the ingredients I have. I'm just gonna walk through it kind of piece by piece, explain why I use what I use, the amount, the general amount, and what the importance of it is. I have tested what worked for me, what didn't work, what was too much, what hurt my stomach, what I needed to add over time, and this was what I found was the best combination to get the results I need. Okay, so what you see here is the master ingredient list. First of all, most importantly, we have the blender that we're gonna be using. It is a Vitamix, and hands down, it's the best blender out there. It can take anything. I've been using this thing for like 5 years, and it is a beast. It runs every day without any kind of hiccup, especially for bigger smoothies, and I like to fill mine up to make like the maximum amount of liquid. Okay, so as far as ingredients go, I have kind of some drier things, some powders, and then I have kind of chunkier fruit type things. And one little quick tip, the best way to fill a blender is actually using all the dry stuff first. So like the oats and all the powders will go in the very bottom of the blender. And then on top of that is the chunkier kind of wet stuff. And then when you pour your water on and start blending everything up, all of the powder stays at the bottom and gets blended first, and then you don't have any pockets of powder floating at the top of your smoothie in your blender. And so it's just a more streamlined way of getting everything well mixed when you're blending. Okay, so first thing that I use is oats, and that's just gonna be basic carbohydrates, a little bit of protein, and kind of adds just a thickness to the smoothie. After that, I add about 2 tablespoons of hemp seed. So this stuff is awesome because it's hypoallergenic. It's the least likely to give you an allergic reaction for those people that are sensitive to kind of nuts and seeds. Has a ton of protein, good fiber, good minerals, and then a lot of healthy fats. Next on the list is cacao nibs. These things are kind of the same deal as earlier. They have a lot of good fat content, which is why I like them. It also does have some protein and some fiber, and then some mineral content as well. And then this I use about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons worth. One thing with the oats is you can make it thicker by adding more oats, or thinner by taking away some. Or if you don't want as many carbs, just take away, don't use as much. So I use between 1 and 3 or 5 tablespoons of oats, depending on what I want that day. Next is protein, and this could be any protein really. I happen to have organic protein. All right, next we have turmeric, and turmeric is awesome because of the curcumin, which is the famous anti-inflammatory compound that is needed for muscle recovery and joint maintenance. This is something extra that I don't always add, but if I have it, I'll add it, is maca powder. And that just kind of adds some more mineral content. It does have protein, it does have some fiber in it. It does have a few other extra things. Now we get into the citrus, which is kiwi. Kiwis are awesome. They're one of the best fruits as far as vitamin C. They are convenient too because you can eat the skin. I eat it every day. I just chop off the kind of hard bit at the front and the back, and then just throw the whole thing in the blender. We also have ginger. Ginger is amazing because of the anti-inflammatory effect, the antioxidant, all of the other minerals and vitamins that are in this thing. Take about a thumb's full or so, depending on if you can stomach the taste of it, because it does add kind of a pungent ginger taste. Bananas are awesome because they will add the sweetness element to the smoothie. I use 3 every time I make a smoothie, sometimes 4, and that'll add a little bit of the thickness and the creaminess to the smoothie for the taste as well. We can't forget about our greens. I'm using just some Power organic greens here that has kind of a mix, but sometimes I just use regular spinach, that's fine. So you get your vitamin K and your other minerals there. And then as far as berries, any kind of berries will do. I'm using blueberries. Frozen is definitely recommended because they're cheaper and they'll last longer. And when you blend it all up in that smoothie, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference between fresh and frozen anyway. So, and that will help with the taste. Especially if you have some raspberries or strawberries, that will help with the tartness, kind of bringing about the balancing sour taste to the smoothie, which is really good. All right, so I'm gonna load everything up, add some water, and then you'll see how it pours, how it looks, how it tastes after we're done. As you can see, the blender is completely maximum filled, which is approximately 70 ounces of liquid. So that works for me. If you want it a little bit thicker, you could add less water, but this is pretty liquidy and soupy, which is easier to drink in my opinion. But it is definitely a lot of volume. So you can see when I pour it, how it looks. It's not like super green or anything because the blueberries and the other things kind of give it a more bluish, kind of gray tint. All right guys, so like I was saying, this is my post-workout smoothie. It's what I drink every day after the gym, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It'll last me all morning up until lunch. We're looking at calorie-wise about 1,000 calories if you added all the ingredients to the max. We're looking at about 50 grams worth of protein as well. And now for the taste test. Good every time. All right guys, happy gains out there. Thanks for watching.